There it is, folks. Nothing pleases me more than seeing modern interior components in an old classic. Just go hand in hand together. I ended up only bolting in the front mounts. You have to drill a hole through the floor to get the rear mounts in, and I don't want to be the guy that ruins the floor or drills a random hole in it in case somebody wants to put the proper seat back in. I also just realized looking at this, the original seat, it mounts back here, and there's a heavy duty brace that runs the full length of the floor underneath here, whereas this just goes directly to sheet metal. So if this thing were in a collision, it's just going to rip out and send you flying forward into the steering wheel where you'll get impaled. So not only is the seat hideous and uncomfortable, but it's also extremely unsafe. And then just look at like the giant gap between the seat and the back of the cab. That just looks awful. And I'm trying to get in this thing, smash your knee on the steering wheel because there's not enough room here. This thing is so far forwards. Yeah, try pushing in the clutch and bam, bam, bam. What a terrible thing. No one will ever convince me that this is better than the original seat. This is just a terrible thing, and I hate it. I hate this seat. I hate it. Can't even. I don't know how I lived with this thing in the other truck for so long. It's just. It's not a good thing. It is not a good thing. There you have it, folks. Thought I was done complaining about this seat, but just not over it yet. Let's just get out of awkward. I hate it. Okay, well, I did improve the clutch situation a bit. Didn't improve the lighting at all, obviously. But what happened here is this tab, somebody had bent it like all the way back, so the clutch pedal was basically coming up like right into the back of the e-brake. So it was coming up way too high, and so that wasn't helping with the knee to steering wheel to clutch situation. I still hate this seat though, don't get me wrong, but we bent that back, and that they must this cab was so collapsed and everything before, they must have bent that back to get the clutch working. There wasn't enough or something. I don't know why people. Hard to know, but anyways, it's been fixed now. Well, here's a pretty anticlimactic conclusion to this particular project. It looks pretty much exactly how it was when we started. But as the saying goes on Pebble Beach, the best restorations are the ones that look like they've never been touched. Actually, you could even argue that we've made it worse by putting the junk engine in and the 3-speed, and the stupid seat that I hate. Oh yeah, and I'm such a piece of garbage. I stole the wiper blades, and so it needs wiper blades as well. Well, as for the argument that we made it worse, I guess you could say that, but I would say probably 95% of all restorations, whether it's automotive or art or buildings or what have you, the final product is usually worse than had they done nothing at all. So I still say that this is a restoration in that sense of the word, but what we have here is a decrepit old truck. And I would actually just drive this thing exactly as is. I'd put an engine in it and a new box floor, and I would just drive this thing exactly as it is. I think it's hilarious being all multicolored and hideous, but it's actually solid enough now that it's not about to break in half. Oh yeah, the other thing I would do is I'd put a factory seat back in case you haven't already assumed that, but that's the seat we got, so it's in there. Oh, probably I do have new weather strips for it, but I figure if the next guy wants to do something stupid like paint this and make it a nice truck, then there's no point in gluing the weather strip on, and then if you go and take it off, it's going to be ruined, and then you got to buy a new weather strip. I also bought the sill plates as well, but again, without the weather strip, there's no point in putting those on yet. My favorite part is like the hood splice where it's got like the dark green hood that we welded on, and I just left it. I only primed the bare metal spots, so you can see that somebody's actually spliced the hood, which I think is hilarious. Probably not good for resale value, but whatever. It made me laugh. When I was a kid, which wasn't even that long ago, you'd still see trucks like this, or especially the square bodies and whatever. They were like 20 different colors, primer spots everywhere, and driving down the road, and you really don't see that anymore. It's kind of something that's gone away. You see modern trucks and people don't do that. It's just too much work, I guess, to change panels, or they just rust out so fast now. I don't know. But yeah, I still think it's kind of a fun old thing, just having a multicolored truck to bomb around in. Looks like we didn't do anything at all, but if you've been following the videos, we spent quite a bit of time welding this thing up. There was literally no structure at all in the bottom of this cab, and it's all solid now. Okay, well, I'm going to do something here that I'm probably going to regret immediately, but we're going to try it out, and yeah, please don't make me regret this. What we're going to do is I'm going to let you all know that this truck is for sale. That's right, any of you can buy it. And so, if you're not familiar with this, I suggest you go back through all the videos. There's a playlist on my channel, and it shows all the work we've done to this truck, to this stage. So it'll tell you what we started with, what we did, and where we are now. And let's, I guess, start out with we'll go for a drive here, and then when we come back, we'll discuss some of the other features of this, and then we'll also discuss how you can have the opportunity to buy this. Again, please don't make me regret trying to sell this truck through YouTube. Serious inquiries only is what I'm trying to say. Thing's obviously needs an engine overhaul. Distributor's worn out. Carburetor needs to be gone through. I just threw all the old junk on that I had laying around, so it feels like the accelerator pump's going on it, and obviously the engine, like I said, is worn out. It's got blow-by, it smokes, and it's got a fairly decent rattle to it if you get over 2,000 RPM. So I'm not selling it with a good engine. Transmission shifts fine. I don't think it's ever been rebuilt or anything. It's just a stock GM 3-speed. It's been converted to floor shift. Just one of those cheap Hearst aftermarket floor shift conversions. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it does work, I guess. All the gauges work, heater works, wipers work. It does need new wiper blades. That's why there's green tape on them. You want to scratch the new windshield. Like I think I said already, the windshield is new. It's got new seals. Cab's still pretty loud in here. There's no seals in the doors yet or anything. I do have the new seals for around the door opening and new chrome sill plates as well. Didn't put that in because the seals need to be glued in, and I figured there's no point in doing that if somebody wants to paint this truck or whatever, because then it's just going to wreck the seal if you got to remove it for paint. So like I said, gauges work, speedometer works, gas gauge works, all the idiot lights work. Clutch pull's good. I think I replaced the throwout bearing. Maybe it's only got 5,000 miles on the throwout bearing. I didn't do anything else with the clutch when it was in the other truck, so that all works good. Transmission works good, like I said. Never been rebuilt, but whatever. Previous owner rebuilt the rear end. It's got 373 gears. He said he did all new bearings and everything, all new seals and whatever. I don't have any reason to doubt him on that. Obviously you can see it probably needs a wheel alignment. The steering wheel's a little off, but it does track straight down the road. It's been converted to power steering. It looks like it was an aftermarket kit they used, and all that works good, I guess. For my I can tell, it's still got the original ball joints and stuff on the front end. Previous owner said he checked all that and it was still tight. Looks like the seals and everything are good on it, but like I said, but I guess it's 50 years old, so you know, no warranty is what I'm saying. If you can hear that bit of a rattle there when you get the RPMs up, there's a pretty distinctive rattle coming from the bottom end. So I would say this engine probably needs to be gone through sooner rather than later. Driving this truck any distance or whatever. It's gonna have to be trailered unless you live next door to me or something like that. I can guarantee it will drive itself on a trailer and off a trailer and into your shop for a overhaul, but that's where the guarantee ends. Anything beyond that, I wouldn't take it very far. Oh, wasn't that a fun car ride? Okay, let's go over some of the particulars here so you folks can kind of get an idea of what this thing's all about. Just so you know, the rest of this video is just going to be me talking to anyone who is interested in purchasing this truck. So if you're not interested in purchasing this truck, just click off the video now, because there's all the entertaining parts of the video are over, and there wasn't really any of that in this video either, but it's going to get really bad from here on. So just fair warning to all you. What we have here is a 1966 Chevy truck. This is a long bed, fleet side, half ton. I guess things it would need to get on the road. Obviously, engine is the big thing. Engine, I would not guarantee that engine for any amount of time. Looks like the suspension has never really been gone through. It does for sure need shocks. Those are completely shot. Obviously, it needs a new box floor. I do have all the metal divider strips. They're in good condition, or usable condition, I guess. They're not mint, but they're not rusted out or anything. A couple of them have a little bow to them, but as soon as you tighten them down or whatever, they would straighten out. I don't think you would want to make this truck into a show truck, but if you were, you'd probably just buy everything new anyways. These cross rails are usable. They were rusty, so I didn't want to, well, some of them are rusty anyways, so I just kind of welded in plates, cut out the rust, and just welded in plates wherever they were rusty, just so that they're solid and you can put the box floor over them. Again, it's not show quality, but it would get the job done. And if it's just getting wood on top of it, then you'll never really see it anyways. Obviously, wheel tubs, those are in not the greatest shape. You can see there's dents through there, and the flanges where it bolts to the wood, those are quite rusty. So you could probably still repair these, weld in a new strip of metal there, or I think these are fairly cheap just to buy new ones. But there they are. Tailgate is in poor condition. It opens and closes, but that's about all it does. You can see it's got some pretty substantial twangs to it. So I would say this tailgate's probably past its prime as far as repairability goes. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rust. There's one tiny little pinhole here, but I suspect, you know, by the time we started trying to get into this, there would be more rust perhaps. Here we have I don't have the backup lights. So just so you know, tail lights work. I do have the bezel trim for this side, but it's not in the greatest of shape. You can also see there's some rust starting here. There's no hole, but it would need a patch if you were getting fussy with it. But there's also a little twang down here. I believe you can buy this complete panel if you were so inclined, or you could just drive it the way it is, because it's, you know, no, I don't think they're gonna fail you on a safety for rust that hasn't perforated through on a box side. But what do I know? Box sides, I didn't do anything with the box sides. There has been body work done to them before, and I didn't dig into it, but just so you know, there's filler all through here around this wheel lip. It looks like if you were trying to make this solid, you'd probably need to put in a patch here and a patch here where the braces are on the inside. Like I said, there's no holes there, but they've been patched up somehow before, and I didn't dig into that. Again, just so you're aware. And I didn't dig into anything. Like I said, it looks like there's filler through here and all through here. So that's this box side, and I don't have any of the trim, by the way. Somebody probably asked about that. This box side also has bodywork done to it in the past. I don't know to what extent, but it is present. There's filler here, down here, where you see the red. So that's been body worked. Again, around the wheel, it looks like it's still fairly solid through here, but I suspect you need to be putting in a patch here. And again, there's filler all in here. But my policy is if it's not falling out, then I don't go digging through for problems. But if you were trying to make this a nice, like, painted, polished show piece, then you'd have to obviously address that. Back of the cab is quite good condition. I think there's a couple little dings here and there, but overall very straight. Roof is also in excellent condition. Obviously it's a little sun baked, but there's no rust that I could find, and no dings or dents or anything like that. So that is a very workable roof. Same above the windshield here. This is all very solid. Couldn't find any rust anywhere. I think I already said previous owner replaced the seal around here and put a new windshield in, and does need new wiper blades. Wipers do work though, for what it's worth. A little ding here. The door also has bodywork in here, down here, and I didn't do a whole lot with the doors. There's no holes in them, or no rust holes in them. I did just kind of weld in corner pieces just so it would have metal in there, and I didn't do like a super fantastic, awesome, happy job of it, but they are solid. I just put a little piece of metal in the front and the back. But if you look at along the bottom lip here, it is rusting. So I suspect, you know, if you were going to be painting this truck, like doing a nice paint job on it, you would need to replace the bottom inner as well as possibly, you know, from here down. I put in the patches in a way where, you know, it's not going to affect the future repairability of this door. Or the other option you could do is just put a whole new skin on the outside, and that would kind of take care of everything. But I think they are usable doors. Again, they're not show quality, and they would need work if you were trying to make a really nice truck out of this. But as they are now, they are usable and there's no holes in them. I didn't do any body work on the patch panels that I put in the cab. A little ding right here. Everything is just welded, and then I just primed over it, and it is exactly what it is. You can see the welding scars and whatever. There's nothing being hid there. Again, you'll have to go through the video series and watch everything we did, but we put in complete new inner rockers and floor sections all through here. This from here down has all been replaced, all new metal. Firewall is all new steel all through here. That's all been repaired. Dash is, I guess, complete. Really couldn't find any rust at all above the windshield. Very solid. This truck did have speaker holes cut into the corners, so I just welded those up. I didn't do like a super fantastic job. Again, it's just very roughly welded in, but the holes are gone, so that's all kind of workable, I guess. There's the gas tank. Gas gauge works. Previous owner said he cleaned out this tank and there's some pinholes in the bottom, so he soldered them up. I do have another tank that appears to be in excellent condition that does come with the truck, but it would need to be cleaned. But as it sits right now, this tank does work, but maybe for longevity you might want to swap out the tank in the future, or just wait till this one conks out, I guess. Your choice. Truck has brand new fenders on both sides. Hood had rust in the corners and up along the front here, so all of that has new metal welded in. No body work was done. It's just, I just primed over the bare metal, and so obviously that would need to be body work, and we're not trying to hide anything on the hood, but it is a rust-free hood for whatever that's worth. Battery's brand new, or I think it's from 2022. Previous owner replaced it, so that should be good. Yeah, we said heater works. I probably replaced all the hoses and everything like that. All that's pretty old, I think. There's our new fender. Inner fenders are original and they are rust free. You know, you can see they usually rust out here, but there's not even any bubbling or anything starting. So these are all very solid. Battery tray is good. All under the battery tray is good. Same deal over here. Can't see any signs of rust starting there. So very excellent inner fenders, and the aftermarket ones do not fit at all. So same deal over here, brand new fender on this side. If you're wondering why the finish on this one is more dull, it's because I had to repair a couple of little dings. There's no filler or anything in it, but there was a couple dings that we had to repair, so I just shot it flat black again, just so it kind of, I don't know, blends in with the other side. Grill is in very good original condition. The grill panel, there's no holes in it, but it just from looking at it, if you go in behind here, which you can't even really see, but it's kind of bubbling up, and it would need a patch there and possibly a patch in behind where it mounts. Again, none of that's really visible, but if you're trying to make like a really nice truck, you would probably want to address that. I think it is a very repairable panel, but I just didn't have the desire to repair it for what I'm trying to do with this truck. Bumper is in poor condition. The bracket on this side for the bumper is also missing the outer bracket, and bumper's not in the greatest of shape. It's all pretty twanged and twisted up, but it is a bumper, so there you have it. You see, has been converted to power steering. I would probably recommend notching this out to clear this line here. I didn't want to be the guy that's gonna cut up these nice inner fenders for the power steering, but if that's what you want to keep, then I'd probably do that, so it's not rub a hole through that line or whatever. New bushings on the radiator support there, and bolts and everything. Very solid radiator support. On this side, the radiator support had some rust, so I replaced all this section, and down at the bottom here there's a video on that repair. You can go back in the archives if you want to see how that was done. Here's a look at the inner fenders, all in original condition. Didn't bother cleaning them or anything, but again, very solid, and pretty hard to find these that aren't completely roached out. I did the same thing with this door. I just put corner patches in. Welded them in, didn't get very fancy with that. This door, I believe, has some previous repairs in through here. So I just welded and patched, filled into those repairs, and just spotted some primer in. There's also a little crease along the bottom edge here. And what else is there? You can see a couple door bangs and stuff on this side. So this door, if you were trying to make something nice out of this truck, you'd probably want to put in a bottom or complete skin, possibly from here down, would probably be your best bet. Or you could just drive it as is. You can see there we just put in a crude little patch in the corner there, but turn the light on here maybe. You can see where it's the lip here is going away, and usually once that goes away, it's a good indication that you're going to be replacing the whole bottom, as well as the bottom inner here. Those patch panels are available if you want to go that route. My plan would be just to leave it as is, maybe spot in some color match paint and drive it as is and enjoy it. But I know people like to have things nice, so there you go. Windows all go up and down. Glass is all there. Glass does have some pitting and what have you, and scratches as you'd expect on an old truck. There's the gauges. I don't know the mileage on this. These previous owner swapped this all out of another vehicle. I believe all the knobs are out of an Impala or something, he said. But anyways, like I said, it all works. E-brake works. Would need a new gas pedal. I think those are pretty cheap. There's the Hurst floor shifter. Goes into all 3 forward gears and reverse. I'm not a big fan of these floor shift conversions, but it is what it is, I guess. Dimmer works for the high beams. Same deal over here. We put in a patch from here down. All new I guess aftermarket panels. New patch here. Floor pan patch. Inner rocker panel. Outer rocker panel. Cab corner. I do have brand new chrome sill plates for both sides. Those fit down here and screw in. I didn't bother putting them on yet because the weather strip around here also needs to be replaced, and I do have that as well. All new weather strip for here. It doesn't need to be glued on, so I think I already said I didn't glue it on, because if somebody wants to paint this, then they'll have to take it off and it'll wreck the weather strip. So I figured I'd just leave it off for now and let the next guy decide what he wants to do. Seat is out of I think a 94 Chevy truck. It's got an armrest. If you see it move there, it's because I didn't bolt it in at the back. I think I mentioned that in the video. You got to drill a hole here. It is bolted here. but I didn't want to be the guy that drills a hole in case somebody wants to run the stock seat again. All the holes and everything for mounting the stock seat are there. Nothing's been changed there, so you could just bolt a stock seat back in, or you can drill 2 holes and use this seat if you like. I don't have the headrests, and that's probably a good thing because they look really stupid. Just my opinion, but yeah, those got thrown out years ago, so I don't have seat belts for it as well. I think being a 66, it should technically have seat belts if you want to be like legal. I think they all had seat belts in 66, so you would need to buy seat belts for it. Yeah, there's a look at the seat there. It does need a good cleaning, but I don't think there's any rips or anything that I can remember. I think there's maybe one little cigarette burn somewhere, maybe not. I don't know. It's there anyways. Front panel of the bed is probably, I would say, usable. It does have a ding there, and I think a couple other minor ones. It's not rusted out at the bottom though. The bottom flange here is very good. This bottom flange on the box side was it was rusty at the mounting point, so I just tack welded in a piece there just to I guess support the box, make it usable. Again, these are, you could just weld a flat piece in here and use these as is, or you could just buy new ones. Exhaust, previous owner replaced all that, so that's all new. Drive shaft, I think the U-joints only have a couple thousand miles on them, so that's all good there. I believe it was also high-speed balanced by a drive shaft shop years ago. Other than that, the suspension is untouched. Definitely needs new shocks, front and back. At bare minimum, I'd probably also go through all the bushings and stuff on this, because it all appears to be original. Previous owner replaced new brake shoes, wheel cylinders, all the springs and hardware. It looks like he replaced the rubber hoses and some of the steel lines. The steel line going from front to back is original, and I'd probably recommend replacing that if before going too far. Brakes do work really good though, as they are now. Master cylinder has also been replaced by the previous owner, so all that again works very good. And I think I said when we were out driving that the rear end has also been rebuilt by the previous owner. He is a mechanic, or at least that's what he told me, and I don't have any reason to doubt him on that. And so he replaced everything there. Tires are round and they hold air. They're starting to get weather checked in between the treads here, so I wouldn't take them on the highway or for any great distance, but like I said, they're round and they hold air. I don't really have a lot of spare parts to go with it. This is just here's the flywheel cover or whatever, and I didn't bother putting that on because obviously the engine has to come out here pretty quick, but there it is. There's some of the box strips. I have the longer ones in the backyard. There's the new weather strip for the doors, and this is the bracket and the washer pump. I guess that that would all need to be hooked up. And you got the horn for it. Probably need to install that as well, I guess, to get it past the safety. New bushings for the cab, front and rear, and we did have to weld in patches all along the back of the cab here. Again, none of that's been bodyworked or anything, but it is all new metal in there. Sorry for all the dust floating around, but you can see we've replaced the cab braces, and the inner rockers have been replaced. There's a video on all that.
Same at the front here, new cab brace, new bushing for the cab, all solid there. A lot of welding's been done on this.
So by now you're probably saying, wow, this thing sounds like a real piece of crap. Why would I want to buy this? Well, let me put on my used car salesman cap here and tell you about this fine machine. It is a 1966 Chevy / GMC truck. It is currently registered, plated, and insured in my name. So it is registered as a GMC. That's why I said GMC / Chevy C10. Obviously somebody's done some swapping of sheet metal at some point in the past, if you can't tell by the multiple different colors. But like I said, it is all insured and plated and in my name. It runs, drives, stops, all the lights work, brakes work, gauges work, e-brake works. It is a project. However, the engine is a 250 cubic inch inline six, needs to be rebuilt or replaced. Transmission is a 3-speed, just general original 3-speed. It has been converted to floor shift. It is a very solid truck. I don't say rust free. We've already showed you all the problem areas that I'm aware of. We have done extensive rust repair to the cab. It's not a show quality job. It is what I would call a driver quality job. You can go back in the videos and see the job that we did. All the rust was repaired from the inside out, so it's not like we just slap stuff over top of the rust or anything, but it's not, like I said, a show quality job, and it's not the best job that I could do personally, but I do feel like if you were to take this to a shop and pay them $100 an hour, you wouldn't get a much better job, I don't think. If it matters to you, I am a certified journeyman autobody technician. That means there's a piece of paper saying I am qualified to do this type of work. I have over 12 years experience doing restorations and this type of work for a living, so not that it, well, cards and credentials seem to matter to some people, so just so you know, the guy who was doing the work, that's me. I did the rust repairs on this cab. Like I said, it is very much a project, but I feel like it's a project that is fairly far along and a lot further along than if you were to buy a truck in a field that looked fairly solid, but once you get into them, they all need the same repairs basically. So you could very easily be driving down the road in this truck, let's say within a month's worth of work, I think would be fair if you have an engine already. You get a small block Chevy will bolt directly to the bell housing that's in this truck. So drop an engine in, put in a box floor, do some minor mechanical TLC, and you'd be going down the road. Again, it's up to you how far you want to take it. I don't think this is a good base for building like a full polished fancy show truck. I think you could maybe make a nice driver out of it, or just, you know, fix what I said need to be fixed and drive it exactly the way it is, or just get some color match paint, dust it on the primer areas, and again drive it like it is. I do have to say, just bombing this thing around, driving it around a little bit, it is a lot of fun to drive. It drives very well for what it is. Like I said, it is a project, but you know, the engine ran decent and whatever, it'd be a fun machine, and no reason why you couldn't really drive it anywhere. But just to be clear, it does need to be trailered. It will drive itself on a trailer. I can't stress enough that it is a project, so you know, you're not going to drive it home, or you can do whatever you want with it, but I can only guarantee that it's going to drive itself on a trailer. The engine is worn out, needs to be rebuilt. It doesn't run well the way it is. Carburetor needs to be gone through, distributor needs to be replaced, and just general tune-up stuff. But you know, I'm not going to bother doing that, because at the end of the day, the engine is still worn out, and so I'd rather just sell it as it is, and then you know exactly what you're getting. I'm not trying to hopefully not trying to conceal anything here. So if you're interested in purchasing this fine machine, I am located in just outside of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, up in Canada, pretty far north, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I would prefer that whoever purchases it sees it in person first, but I am willing to sell it to anyone, anywhere that wants it. If you need more pictures or details or anything like that, you can send me an email. I'll put my email in the description underneath this video. You can click on the little thing under the video and it'll say description or whatever, and there'll be my email and any other information that I feel is important. It is sold on a first come, first served basis, so keep in mind that I'm not going to hold it for you for 3 months until you get paid or anything like that. Whoever has the money first gets the truck. I'll also mention that if you are wanting to have the truck shipped or you're coming from a long distance to pick it up, where I live, we're going to get winter here probably in the next 2 weeks. That means it's going to be snowed in and impossible to move. And so whatever you do, you don't really want to waste too much time here. If you want to buy the truck and you're not able to pick it up right away, I can leave it here in my yard until April 1st. By then the snow should be gone. Keep in mind though that the truck needs to be paid for in full before that happens, and I'm not responsible for anything that happens to the truck if it's being stored in my yard. So if kids come and steal the engine or slash the tires or smash out the windows, that's your responsibility, not mine. I'm storing it in my yard for free, but I'm not hands off as to what happens to it. That being said, the crime rate around here and vandalism issues, we don't really have an issue with that, but I'm just letting you know that, once it's sold, I'm not responsible for it. If you don't come by April 1st to pick it up, then it gets parked on the street and they'll come tow it away, and that's again your problem. Like I said, it's going to be snowed in here pretty fast, and at that point it's not really going to be mobile or available to be picked up unless you want to come here and shovel it out. If you get here in the middle of December and you want to come shovel it out, that's on you. But just keep in mind, by December the snow is probably going to be up to here or here, and I am completely hands off on that. I'm not doing anything. I'm not digging it out. I'm not trying to get it running when it's minus 40. I'm not. Like I said, winter's coming fast, so don't waste any time there. If you live far away and you do want to hire a shipping company to pick it up, I'm okay with that. But again, keep in mind that I'm hands off on that. I'm not doing anything other than handing the keys and the registration over to whoever's the truck driver who's coming to pick it up. I'm not digging it out of a snowbank in the middle of winter. I'm not driving it or delivering it or nothing. You're responsible for organizing shipping, paying for shipping, all that nonsense. So I've been advised by all the other YouTubers I've talked to absolutely not sell a vehicle through the YouTube channel, but I'm finding that trying to sell stuff locally or through conventional methods, it keeps getting harder and harder the more the channel grows. So I figured I might as well just jump straight into the belly of the beast, so to speak, and offer the vehicle to you folks and just, I guess, skip the middleman. As far as the price is concerned, I'm going to also put that in the description of this video. If the price and my email aren't in the description of this video, then that means either the truck has been sold or I got tired of dealing with people wasting my time and I decided to, I guess, not sell it through YouTube. So please don't be the person that ruins it for the guy that actually wants it. Only contact me if you got the money, you got permission to buy it, you have a solid plan for picking it up, and you have an understanding that shipping, if you want to go that route, is probably not cheap. I did do some research, and right now this is the cheapest running, driving, and solid C10 1960 to 66 C10 project here in Canada. I regularly see these trucks also for sale in the USA and in worse shape than this, needing, you know, all the usual cab repairs and everything, and they're selling for twice what I'm asking for this truck. So if you want to complain about the price, go buy a truck out of a field somewhere, pay somebody $100 an hour to fix it, and fix all the issues, get it on the road, and then see how you like my price. Basically what I'm saying is I don't want to hear anybody's opinion on the price unless you want to buy it, and keep in mind the price is firm. Like I said, I really don't think you're going to find one better than this for cheaper anywhere else. Obviously it looks like crap, but there is a fairly solid foundation here and a truck that's actually close to being on the road. I'm also not making any money on it at this price. I just want it gone, and it's kind of my, I guess, gift to you folks for watching all these videos. And I've always got people asking to buy stuff, and up until now I've kind of refused to sell stuff through YouTube. I just think I've been told it's a bad idea, and the people that told me they're probably right, but you know, whatever. I know we'll give you folks the opportunity to buy one of these junkers from me, and if it doesn't work out, then we won't do this again. I do have to sell these vehicles that I fix in order to pay for the next project. I think we got all the basics covered there. Yeah, 1966 Chevy C10, sold as is, where is, how is, no warranty, no guarantees, nothing like that. Needs to be trailered. Will drive on a trailer and off a trailer, but beyond that I wouldn't take it very far. It is a project. Price and my email and any other information I think is important is in the description underneath this video. So if you have any questions or need more information, more pictures or whatever, send me an email and I'll be happy to help you out there. Keep in mind that if you ask me questions that were already answered in this video, then you'll probably be ignored, and I'll give first priority to whoever, you know, shows up with money and actually an interest in buying the truck. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.